That is not my filter. No. That would obstruct the drawing. Where is the now I like that one for next time. But sometimes my filters don't show up. But next time I hit a little verse. I like that right there. There we go. What it is, you guys, it is your girl, Canlay. Yes, I'm Canlay Dixon. I'm the Drama Like Prison Life. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice. Hoping, because you gotta hold your breath for justice. To see justice before all fades to black. Yes, his your girl Canlay. Anyways, coming through today. It is, I believe, the 15th, girl. Okay, September the 15th. I am so excited. Yes. Okay, so y'all know, just a little while ago hit a year that I've been on TikTok. I was encouraged to take by several people. Honestly, I was encouraged to get on TikTok, but I did it, and after getting to about 500 followers, my TikTok, I don't know why, but they closed it down. They put a little, what was I was they put something over my thumbnail and it was over. So I was even more disencouraged to do TikTok at that point because I'm like, literally, I'm gonna start over again. And that time, my cousin, Phil the Bad Guy, him and his wife, they actually helped grow my first TikTok. So they were, she was a growth, his wife was a growth TikToker, right? So I'm not even gonna lie, I got to that 500 pretty quickly. And then I started putting out kind of the same type. Okay, well, it was a little bit different because I started out with saying that my TikTok was only gonna be my music and my art. I'm not gonna do too much blabbing. I ain't gonna be doing too much talking. I'm just gonna let my music and my art talk for itself. This one does start out like that, where I did the little video, hold you down, and the drawings and stuff like that. But it kind of, that first channel was basically just that. I did very little talking about criminal justice reform and this and that and whatever, my viewpoints, right? But this channel, when I started over, which I was encouraged by my cousin to start a TikTok, and I was like, no, I did that, I've been there, done that, and they shut that down. I am not gonna do that again. Like, when you tell me to start over, is a very, because you just don't know how many times I've started over in my life. Like, my life is starting over. That's all I do is I build and build and build, and then boom, that didn't work, so you gotta start over. So it is very like challenging. And I ended up getting past that point. The only reason this TikTok started is because I was having issues with my apartment complex, which is crazy because that's where it started, but it ended up being criminal justice reform, right? But that is still part of our system and injustice. They do injustice through housing. They do injustice through our jobs. They do injustice in almost every aspect of our lives. You can find, if you look, you can find injustice, right? So I just got on there to put a TikTok out about my apartment complex, and I, in the meantime, started putting out my regular content, right? And now I've been on TikTok a year. I think they playing with your girl. I think I should have been higher than I was, but I do see that every time I get new subscribers, they subtract and then they add the new subscribers. So, girl, I see what they doing, but that's all right. I'm no longer even trying to hit no goals no more. I'm just doing this until they say they shut this stuff down, right? But before they shut it down, if they still shut it down, I ain't heard nothing else about that, but if it is, I want to start doing some of the beautiful people that I have met on this TikTok journey. Yes, y'all. Y'all know I am not one to just say, "Hey, come watch my video." I don't even send my videos in messages, and if I do, it's an accident, and I will quickly send you a message that I accidentally sent you my video, girl. I don't usually send my videos out like that, but I do that because I know not everybody has the same viewpoint as me, so I try to be respectful of that and mindful of that, and that, hey, my stuff is not for everybody, right? If you are for criminal justice reform, the real criminal justice reform, or justice reform and prison reform, and not the illusion of what it is, and if you really want to hear the story of wrongful convictions, all the people that are wrongfully in prison, because there are many, and if you want to know the truth about it, then you'll accept and listen to and watch my content. But I don't push it on everybody because I know that some people are not, they're not open for that, for hearing the truth, right? But a couple of weeks ago, I think it was a Sunday. I'm not sure because Sundays I usually chill at the Vizzo. Vizzo is slang for visitation. You know, my little husband, he back in town, right? So I've been visiting quite often with my little granddaughter. I get to see them play and run in the yard, and it is so amazing. And then usually at the visitation, I take the little toll road there, but girl, Toby hurt my little pockets and such. So I take the regular road back home. So it's about an hour and something drive back home. And I listen to my favorite content creators on YouTube and on TikTok. And a couple of weeks ago, I was driving home and I was listening to one of my favorite TikTokers. And we're gonna do her now. This is Project Reach the World. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yes. Dana, the housewife. Housewife Life 2. That is her handle on TikTok, girl. Y'all have got to check her out. So we're gonna play some of her TikToks. I'm gonna be scrolling through her TikToks, letting them play while we draw her. Okay. Let's get my sketchbook up. Did y'all see the last one from YouTube? Set Apart to Serve Ministries. KK from Set Apart to Serve. Yes. Beautiful woman. Love her content as well. It helps so much. I love content that is actually there for the purposes of helping others. It's not just the selfish type content where I'm just doing this for clicks and views and stuff. I'm literally, whether I got a click or a view, if you was like me, girl, whether you got a click or a view, because I don't get too much of either one. But thank you to those that do. But you still would do your content. You still would do that content because it's that deeply embedded in your heart. That's how I feel about criminal justice reform. Whether I get clicks or views, I could probably do something that would be more beneficial and that would actually get me monetized and would stop having me blocked by. I'm talking about stuff that they don't want. You know, people know. I could do that. I could talk about trending topics. I could talk about, I don't even know if it's recording because it keeps dropping the service. But I love those content creators that are not afraid to talk about real topics that people don't talk about, whether they're popular or not. So we're gonna listen to Dana the Housewife. I didn't realize yesterday was the anniversary of Tupac. We lost Tupac on September 14th. What was it, 96? 1996? Wow. Maybe I should do a drawing of him. I did several drawings of Tupac now. It wouldn't be the first. Okay, so let me show you the picture and let's get to drawing. Yes. Oh, I didn't tell you. Okay, so why I'm doing her. The reason I'm doing her. I started telling y'all know I get sidetracked. Can't let get off track. But the reason I'm doing Dana the Housewife, I was taking that drive back from visitation. There it is. That's the picture I'm gonna do of her. I took a screenshot from one of her videos. And the other one I was gonna do was this one, but I think I like the other one better. Both of them are beautiful screenshots, but I think I like this one. This one is so beautiful. Okay, so I was riding back from visitation, and I had clicked in on her live, and I was trying to just give feedback about the topic she was talking about. I don't even know what at the moment that she was talking about, but I was just trying to give feedback. And she does a lot of battles, and I love to, be there while she's battling and stuff like that. She's a very kind person. So as I click in, she all of a sudden starts telling my story. And she tells all of her people that's like on her live battle that, hey, this girl here, you have got, can y'all see? It's so light. She was like, you have got to go and check her out. And she actually, oops, I'm not in the middle. I hate this. I always start off, because you end up with a nice picture, but then it'll be all shifted over. The composition won't be correct. So it's kind of difficult getting the composition. Let's try this. This is gonna be the nose. So I know that I need to stay, because that looks about to be the center, right, of my page. It doesn't have to be exact, but you wanna be close. So that looks like to be the center of my page. So now her eyes, I need to do, corresponding to that center line. But she actually started telling the story of my husband being lawfully convicted. She was telling her, not subscribers, followers on TikTok, that go check her out. She really has this great movement. She's met all these famous people. Her art is for a purpose. And I just could not believe that. That means she had really been watching me. And when you feel like nobody is hearing your voice, like your voice is falling on deaf ears, and nobody is taking into account, or you're doing things in vain, it's things like this that show you aren't. People are hearing you. So I don't know, it might take me longer to get to that destination, but it just feels so good, because y'all don't know, I've been on Facebook for years. Nobody responded. I was on MySpace, and people were responding better, because I think that was before the algorithm was set in place. But to just know how long I've been telling this story and really getting no traction. But to know now that people are hearing, oh my gosh. So let's get started. Well, we kind of already got started. I jumped ahead of myself. Let's listen to Dana, some of her TikToks. And I guess we're gonna.
Hey friends, y'all know
we're gonna start at the top.
I've never been, and been trying to save for it too. Now I have a plan. The plan is
She is so funny.
I met a guy on here who said my tiny investment could become huge. I just got a DM, and he told me to check my account. My little investment is, I really don't know nothing about these Bitcoins. Coins is coins to me. I guess I'll see what's up.
Your checking account available balance is $12,617,790.
All right, we can get lawyers now. Hang up. I can get lawyers for everybody. You get a lawyer, you get a lawyer, you get a lawyer, you get a lawyer. I'll be like, what's his name? Tory Lane.
y'all wasn't supposed to hear all that.
Mhm. You gotta check out this video.
Hey friends, y'all know I have been planning to
Okay,
go to
let's
New
like
York,
to
a
the
place
next
I've never been. Hey sis, I'm gonna have to let you go. I got an aunt request in my DM right now. Yeah, someone said they wanted to send me a picture of, and then they put like an eggplant emoji. Yeah, I can't wait to show them my zucchini. Hey sis, I'm gonna have to let
I'm
you
gonna go back
I
and
got
put
an
my
aunt request
little
in my
hearts
DM
on
right
all
now.
of them because they're
Yeah.
short. I won't get to drawing, so I'm gonna be swiping with one hand and drawing with the other hand, and I'll go back and I have liked each one, but I'll go back and put my little heart emoji that I put, so that's like a signature note, letting you know I watched the video through, girl.
What did they want to say? When you're only offering to share your favorite snack, because in kindergarten they said it was nice to share, but you really don't want to share. It's your favorite snack. You're only offering just to be nice.
I know,
And then they say
right?
no.
You want them to say no, and they don't.
When you're only offering to share your favorite snack,
That's
because in
real.
kindergarten. Hey friends, it's your girl Q, back with a quick one. You are helping a friend load their car with some of their baby shower / gender reveal party gifts they just received. Now this party was about a year ago, and as you guys were loading the car, 2 masked men ran up stating they had weapons that they were not afraid to use and began to unload your friend's car and load their vehicle with these gifts. Now, you and your friend were extremely traumatized and scared, but were able to call 911 and give as much information about the 2 suspects as possible. Well, a week went by, and you and your friend both received the same phone call stating they had caught both suspects, who happened to be brothers. And one brother was 13 years old, and the other brother was 14 years old. You guys are now going through the legal process, and during the legal process, you found out that the weapons that they had said they had were toys. Also, that both brothers had lost their only living parent at that time.
Are you kidding
and was
me?
in a state of grieving when they committed the crime. They are looking at 8 years. And their lawyer recently asked you guys, could you please take all that into consideration? The fact that they are only teenagers, that they are facing 8 years, and that they were
Wait. We finna start from the beginning. I want to hear all the aspects of this. Let's start over. Because this one is right up my alley.
Hey friends, it's your girl Q, back with a quick one. You are helping a friend load their car with some of their baby shower / gender reveal party gifts they just received. Now this party was about a year ago, and as you guys were loading.
So what? Okay, that one thing. They just received the gifts, but the party was a year ago. So they didn't unpack their trunk that long. Okay, that could be my trunk. Girl, my trunk got some stuff all the way to the back that I ain't know. That's where that went. Oh, I never. You know how you go to the grocery store and you leave about 1 or 2 bags in the trunk and you know that you just bought this item and now you can't find it, girl. So maybe their trunk is like my trunk. Okay.
2 masked men ran up stating they had weapons that they were not afraid to use and began to unload your friend's car and load their vehicle with these gifts. Now, you and your friend were extremely traumatized and scared, but were able to call 911 and give as much information about the 2 suspects as possible. Well, a week went by, and you and your friend both received the same phone call stating they had caught both suspects, who happened to be brothers. And one brother was 13 years old, and the other brother was 14 years old. You guys are now going through the legal process, and during the legal process, you found out that the weapons that they had said they had were toys. Also, that both brothers had lost their only living parent at that time and was in a state of grieving when they committed the crime. They are looking.
Okay, so we just re-listened to it. You see how my voice changed, girl? Because we about to get serious. Serious now. Okay. I might not get much drawing now because this is a good topic. And matter of fact, let's repost this one. So this is a good one. Oh my gosh. Because this is actually like real. Like she does these stories, like which one would you do, or which one do you think is the truth, or stuff like that. We're finna repost this one. But this happens a lot. Okay. So they were basically robbed by masked men, but they thought that they were like adults, whatever, and they found out that they were children, young, like teenage children, and they're asking 8 years for the robbery. So they actually did make away with the gifts, and but they caught them. Do you stand with 8 years? Okay, so now I know that would have been considered armed robbery. Why am I still on? Yo, I cannot get to the center of this page. Now, I remember my art teacher used to say, just take everything and just move it over a little bit, which you can't. You got to start over. So I guess I have to start over because I cannot hit this center. Why? Why is it off? Okay, you know what? Maybe we'll leave it and we'll just say that's how the composition was supposed to be. Okay, because I'm not moving that again. But 8 years, I had something similar happen. Because it's like once you, the victim, once they catch them, it's basically saying, does the victim have a say so? Do you feel like that you want to be more lenient on them because of the mitigating factors? The mitigating factors is that they only had one parent, the parent just passed away. Are you taking that into consideration? It's basically the things you take into consideration before making your hard judgment of the situation, right? So take into consideration that they are children. They may not have had that parental figure. They really don't know what they're going to do. They're out there trying to fend for themselves on their own, right? Yes, they are doing it in the wrong way. Now, I would not say that they get a total pass for that. They don't get, and then saying that the weapons were not real. But to the victim, those weapons were real. And the trauma is going to be the same trauma, whether because the victim found out after the fact that the weapon was not real, right? But that trauma is still going to be the same. They're still going to have flashbacks. They're still going to have. I actually do have an example when I've been fighting for criminal justice reform, right, for the longest, and I have an example where I ended up being a victim. And people are like, well, how could you? Because they always tell you to put yourself in the victim's shoes when you're fighting for your loved one or many other people that are incarcerated and suffering under inhumane conditions and stuff. They always tell you to put yourself in the seat of the victim. So one time I actually was a victim. I was a single mother, and because my husband was wrongfully incarcerated, I had to raise my daughter basically out here by myself. We had to live by ourselves. It was the most glorious thing. I had finally got my own apartment. My daughter got to put her princess and a frog bed set that I just bought. Yes, we were so excited. I was learning to cook. Your girl wasn't the biggest cook, but I was learning to cook. And me and my daughter, it looked like we were actually becoming and being a family, a true family. That's all I really wanted, right? And one day, I used to work overnight. And one day, I was so tired. My daughter was up watching some cartoons, Saturday morning cartoons or whatever. Oh, we didn't have cable. So she was watching, I would rent a whole bunch of DVDs from the library. I did Redbox, like when I would get coupons and stuff, but most of our stuff came from the library. So she was watching her library DVDs, And I was like, oh snap, we gotta go return this DVD because it's about to be late. They will apply a late fee. And the DVDs had a bigger late fee than any other materials you would borrow from the library. So it was detrimental that I go and return this stuff. So I jump up and I had just got paid. I had my paycheck in the freaking house. It was like God was not allowing me to just leave and leave my money there. I went back twice to my little spot, and at first the money was just exposed. It was just there. And God was like, no. You know how you hear that small voice and you sometimes confuse it for your conscience, but for me, I believe that's the Holy Spirit would not let me leave that money there. So then I had put something in front of it, but I still left the door open. And then the Holy Spirit sent me back again, said, close that door, hide your things, and then we finally left. These people, I'm legally blind as well, right? And I don't want everybody to know that when you're out there on your own, because when you are living as a single woman with your children, people watch you and they watch your whereabouts. So I'm sure these people knew, kind of my work schedule and stuff like that. So I had left to go to the library to return this, and it was somebody came down. It was a 3-story apartment. Somebody was coming down behind me, and I had that same small urging to look up and see who is behind you. And I was like, no, if I do that, people gonna be like, they'll be like, oh, I ain't trying to watch you. What you looking up for? And stuff like that. But I knew I could not see that well, but I felt a presence walking behind me. And the person from my side view looked to be like heavy, like big. It was a big dude. Coming down the stairs behind me, and I did look up because I didn't want to, seem like, oh, I'm being paranoid, or they be like, oh, I ain't trying to do nothing to you, or whatever, ain't nobody thinking about you. So I go down, my sister, I believe she had spent the night or something, because we used to spend the night, we would have sleepovers, it was so beautiful. And then, so she was sitting in the car, my daughter, I ran in. That's why I went back up there, because God just would not allow me to leave my money like that. And as soon as I left, my cousin that was staying with me for a moment, he was staying with me at that time, he had came in. So the boy that basically was coming down the stairs with me, I guess when he see me jump in the car and leave, my sister said she seen some dude standing by the stairs, flicked his nose, which she said she only noticed that because he was so cute. Flicked his nose, and I guess that was the signal that she's gone. Do you know, before I can even get around the corner, the library is less than a 5-minute drive. Before I can get around the corner, my cousin was calling me saying, hey, someone broke in your apartment. Someone broke in your apartment. I'm like, how? Like, how would he even know that quickly? But somehow, while we were leaving, he was coming in. You know those apartments that have the back stairs, the front stairs. I don't know if he was coming down up the front stairs. They didn't see him because remember they left to go get whatever they needed or whatever. And they seen us leave, but they didn't see him come in. And the apartment, it was like my door was beat up. He said my cousin thought it was me that forgot something. But he was like, hold on, she wouldn't beat that door up like that. Like it was pow, pow, pow. And when he said something, he said that startled them and they ran. My door was so ridiculous. They had to, basically, my cousin had to beat the door to get out because they had lodged the door in. It looked like rhinoceroses had done basically beat up my door. They had crowbars and stuff. And I kept thinking that traumatized me. That literally traumatized me. Though we weren't there, we could have been. It was the Holy Spirit that kept us from being in that apartment. Me dead sleep while my little daughter is up watching cartoons. Someone was busting into my apartment. That made it to for years and years and years after that, I could not live alone. When I used to have to live alone in my apartment, every time we would come in, I was so freaking paranoid. I used to keep my boxes packed up because I would try to move from apartment to apartment to apartment. I never felt safe anywhere. And at night, I used to take these boxes and these bins, and I would press them against the front door. Just every moment, I'm thinking somebody is busting in on me, somebody's busting in on me, and it traumatized me. That traumatized me. The police never looked for these dudes, right? But soon after, they said they had hit every apartment unit. I was one of the last. And I don't know if it's tied to it, but a little bit after that, somebody was outed. So I don't know if it was them same dudes trying to break in. But the thing that I felt, I was like, what if they had caught these guys, right? What if they had caught them and they would have said, hey, these are the guys that broke in on you. Now we're gonna interchange it with my husband for that alleged robbery of $60. They gave my husband 40 years. And I started reflecting to myself, I'm fighting for criminal justice reform, but people are still out here committing these crimes. Like, how do you, it's a two-edged sword. How do you get them to stop committing a crime? Because if you're too lenient, they're gonna, and how do you get it to where they're not taking the whole person's life? If they came to me and caught these are the guys that broke in on you, these are the guys that made it where you don't even feel safe with your daughter. You feel like a sitting freaking duck with your daughter. We're going for 40 years for them. I myself would have been like, 40 years? I mean, I know they broke it, but 40 years? 40 years? Are you sure that seems excessive? They didn't hurt me, they traumatized me, but they didn't actually, and that's what it's like in this situation with the little boys. It's like they cause trauma, so they need a punishment. They do. And this is where criminal justice reform actually comes in. This is why prison should be punishment. It should not be inhumane. Because what happens when those two boys go into prison, they go into the system, the juvenile system. If they're not rehabilitated, and y'all know the juvenile system is where they let the kids basically get their rap sheets. So whenever they become adult, and a lot of times you don't deviate from what you did to survive as a child, you literally just get better at it, right? So they keep continually to do this criminal process. They keep on this criminal road, right? And then boom, one day they're adults. They're adults, and then as an adult, they end up going into that system, and that's when they knock them straight out, right? So that's why when they do go for their punishment within prison, they need to be reformed. They need to be taught. They need to be taught lessons. Yes, punishment is part of it so that they don't want to return. But if you're treated inhumanely, and you're not, there's no classes, there's no resources, you can't hardly eat, you're being neglected, you're being, it's so much, y'all already know all the different, maybe you don't know, but there are so many different inhumane things happening within those prisons. And if they're treated in that way, it tends to just create a bigger monster that is gonna be being released, but gonna be out to the society, not rehabilitated, committing worse crimes, more crimes, and then sent back. That continues the cycle. Because they're not coming into prison. It's like going to a hospital for care, but you're not getting the care, it's going to be cycled that you're going to end back up in the hospital, right? It's just an analogy. But that is basically, so they have to get a punishment. Now, 8 years might be fair. Let's listen to the end. 8 years might be fair, but 40? No, I don't think so, because you do need enough time to where they realize, no, I don't want to do this, and you need to be rehabilitated. Basically, with the way prison is set up, the only rehabilitation really is if the individual chooses to rehabilitate themselves. Really, though it doesn't make sense, that's how it really is.
Years. And their lawyer recently asked you guys, could you please take all that in consideration? The fact that they are only teenagers, that they are facing 8 years, and that they were in a grieving process during the time of the crime into consideration, and possibly write a letter to the judge and ask for leniency for them. My question to you is, would you write a letter to the judge in order for them to have a lenient or lesser jail time?
I would write the letter, but I'm thinking 8 years might be sufficient. I don't know. I really do. It's dependent. Now, it's a two-edged sword, like I said, because it's inhumane. Inhumane situations at any length of time is just, I don't know. But I probably would write the judge, but I'm not sure that I'm going to be asking for less time. I don't know. Like I said, it is a two-edged sword. There are so many components that you have to consider. And it's not just the black or white, right, of the aspect. It's not just either this, they're all good, because they're just like Charles Woods. He said that they're going to paint two pictures. On this, Charles Woods is all good. And then on this side of the sheet, Charles Woods is all bad. He said his judge told him he got two different printouts. One says you this, one says you that. Now, the case is usually not black and white like that, this side or that side. There's usually a whole bunch of things that intertwine the two, right? And that is what you really need to take into full account before making a decision. So I probably would write the judge, but I don't know that I'm gonna ask for too much less time, because that's pretty good amount. You actually traumatize these girls, these women, and you cause detriment. Though you didn't get away, you didn't actually have real weapons, you caused detriment to the community. But also remember, within it, that defendant still needs to keep their rights upheld. It would not be fair that if they fit a certain demographic, they get less time or they get let go. Or if they fit the other demographic, they get more time or they get life or they get, that too is where the system, so it's so much to consider. This is a great video, though I don't know, I probably went too serious with it, but yes, I love this one. Thank you, Dana, for making that video.
Do you feel like you do the crime? You need to do the time. Let me know in the comments.
And
Hey friends, it's your girl QQ.
That's that phrase I hate, girl. You do the time, you can't do the crime if you can't do the time. I hate that phrase. I hate that phrase. That's why these talks about criminal justice reform are actually needed.
Back with a quick one.
Mom, I'm shutting the bathroom down.
What? Yeah, you heard that correct. My son said he is shutting down the bathroom. That's my 9-year-old son. He's a twin. Now, his twin sister has the living room, and he has the bathroom. And his 10-year-old sister has the kitchen. Now, she just washed dishes, wiped down the counters, swept the floor and everything because we just had dinner. And now the twins are like, oh, we want to eat desserts. Desserts. They want desserts. And she was like, I just cleaned up. I'm shutting down the kitchen.
Oh man.
I can understand that.
Okay.
But now, my son who did the bathroom, he like, well, if you shut down
That part, I'm shutting down the bathroom. But that literally, my mother used to try to divide the chores like that into weeks. When it was my week for dishes, oh my gosh, they would eat out of every dish. It would seem like they would just go through the pantry and find every single dish and just make every single dish dirty. Oh, that's my daughter. Give me 1 second, guys. This is so rude. I'm sorry. But she's gonna keep calling. Hello? Oh, alright. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm in a live drawing, so we'll find out when you get here. Alright. We'll find something. Bye. I'm
gonna shut down the bathroom.
I put do not disturb, but you know I gotta allow phone call important numbers to come through, and I know she gonna keep calling if I don't answer them. Now that's justice.
You can do that.
That's just
shut down the bathroom.
justice. Yeah. If she shut
Y'all
down the
asked me, what's it
kitchen,
like to be a housewife?
but yes, they would dirty every single dish. But let me tell you, we had a pantry that lock had a key and a lock. On my sister's week to do dishes, she took all the dishes and locked them in the pantry. And mom used to let her hold the key. I was like, how is this fair, mom? Like, please, like, can you? And then if I refused to do the dishes, all the many dishes, she would leave out one dish for each person, right? On her time. On my time, I tried to do that. And my mother would say, no, it is your week. You're going to wash the dishes. And I'm like, Mom, but can they please just rinse out the same dishes that they already used? No, it was no ifs, ands, no buts. I had to wash them dishes. And let me carry my tail to sleep without washing them dishes. My mother would deliberately, yes, I had to break all them syllables down, deliberately wait until like 2 a.m. to wake me up. Kitty ain't do them dishes. And I'm like, Mom, but I'm tired. I got school. I got high school. I got this. I got that. No, I had to do them dishes at 2 a.m. So I'm with the 9-year-old homeboy. Yeah, lock down that bathroom.
I'm shutting down everything. That's what it's like.
We locking down kitchens. We locking down bathrooms.
So I'm a cheesehead because I live in Wisconsin. I mean, they've got great cheese. Look at this blueberry cheese. Or how about this
That is
apricot
one of me and my daughter Money's favorite, like most memorable vacations when we went to Chicago. And then my aunt actually was going on vacation to Wisconsindale. And so we went on a vacation within a vacation. We went to Wisconsin. It was so different. It was so different. But it was nice. And then Wisconsindale, boy, they got this one wooden roller coaster. Me and my daughter are avid theme parkers. We love rides, roller coasters, attractions. We love it. Like, that was one of the things we did. Like, anytime she'll be upset about her dad, okay, let's go have fun. Which I know that, girl, you ain't gotta tell me that was not the right way to handle it. Sometimes I needed to let her sit in that, and feel those feelings and emotions. But that's just what we did because I didn't know what else to do. I was in my 20s, right? But 20s in their early 30s. But that's how we used to have fun. But there's this one roller coaster, a wooden roller coaster, and it goes under the freaking road. It's like it's half the roller coaster on this side, and then you look across the street and half the roller coaster there, and you go through this tunnel that actually goes under the ground, and it comes out on the other side. It's so crazy. But them wooden roller coasters would have you. I came back to my chiropractor. He was like, "Well, what did you do?" Like I couldn't tell him that I rode that stuff. He went, girl, that thing had my back snapped all the way back. It would pick you up out your seat. But that was one of the most furious roller coasters ever, and one of the best vacations going to Wisconsin Dells.
I mean, even as the cheese gets bigger on my head, am I a cheesehead? Now, I know this mango ginger goes hard. Or how about this cranberry chipotle? Or how about this Merlot? Is it infused with wine? I mean, Packers go hard, but I'm not a cheesehead. Look at all these great cheeses. I've never heard of these, like the ghost pepper one. Oh my goodness. I like string cheese. I think we've all heard of that one. What about these different flavors and
That's a business snack that we used to have when
spinach artichoke, French onion, taco cheddar, tomato basil?
Wow.
What? Bacon?
Cheese,
Oh
cheese,
my
cheese.
goodness. Garlic herb, chipotle,
Oh, and it goes
some type
on
of
and on.
honey, a truffle one. Oh my goodness. These cheeses look
That's
amazing.
crazy, and that's just the
I can see
grocery
how people
store.
can become cheeseheads
Man.
here in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
This Cali girl might become a cheesehead, especially with this cranberry cinnamon cheese. What?
Oh wow, that sounds good.
So I'm a cheese.
Wow. So we're gonna listen to a couple more. My daughter is ready to hit the road, right? So we basically, I did too much talking, girl. So this is session 1. We're gonna follow up. Yeah.
Hey friends, it's your girl QQQ back with a quick one. A friend of yours has been frantically trying to get in contact with you to get some advice. Their spouse has just passed away and they were only married for 3 years. They assure you that they married for love, but in the marriage there was a lot of money involved. And because of that money, there was also a prenuptial agreement. Now the prenuptial agreement was broke down into stages, and stage 1 said that if your friend was to be married to their spouse for 1 to 3 years, they would be allotted $1 million after that. Then, if they were married for 3 to 5 years, they would be allotted $5 million after that. Now, if they were to be married 5 to 7 years, they would get $7 million. And now anything over 10 years, they would get the bulk of the estate, which was $20 million, some property, as well as miscellaneous assets. Now, they already received the first allotment of $1 million because they were married for 3 years before the spouse passed away. Now, social media and the media is having a field day, calling your friend a gold digger, saying that they got all that they were entitled to and should not get the $20 million and assets because they were not married for the 10 years. But also in the prenuptial agreement, if the spouse was to pass away for natural causes or from an accident, they would be allotted additional funds, but it doesn't state what those funds would be. Your friend is asking you, should they take the $1 million for the 3 years that they were married, or should they pursue the situation because they did marry for love and not for money, and is devastated from the fact that their spouse passed away, but they feel like they should be able to get the $20 million plus the additional assets. They're asking you, what should they do? Hey friends, it's your girl QQQ back with a quick one. A friend of yours has been frantically trying to get in contact with you to get some advice.
Hey y'all, it's your girl, she's so petty. And thank y'all, cause all this weekend I was Chase Bank glitching. Y'all got me trending. Yeah, I really got that money. Watch your girl take a trip. Watch she do her dip. Watch her get a brand new whip.
You know, I don't know why, but she reminds me, oh my gosh, one of my favorite shows growing up. I hope she does not take offense to this, but she reminds me of Thea Fidel. Thea Fidel was so beautiful and funny, and she was just the mom of moms. So I mean this as the biggest compliment, but she reminds me of Thea. I love watching her. Every time I see her, she just it sounds like that theme song gonna bust. I work hard every day, two jobs or something like that. But yes, I love Thea, and I love Dana the housewife.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dana Devereaux from Your News, Faux News, and I am live on location with the first suspect that has been arrested for the Chase Bank glitch. Many are calling it a glitch, and it is trending on social media, but it is indeed check fraud. And we have suspect She's So Petty in custody right now.
I'm sorry, Chase Morgan. Don't take me to jail. I didn't know my little $20 I could punch in 20,000 and y'all would just give it to me. Y'all, we all going down. We going to jail. Hashtag free She's So Petty.
Oh, they accidentally
Thank you,
gave
She's So
folks
Petty.
money,
And you guys have heard it here first.
and you
We
gotta
are
give
not
it
sure
back.
how many other suspects have been involved in this check fraud scheme that is just so blatant and trending on social media. But we will keep you updated as developments come in. Back to you, Debbie, at the studio.
Hey, y'all. It's your girl, She's So Petty. And thank y'all for this weekend.
All right, guys. So I gotta wrap it up. Me and my daughter, we about to. I ain't got but 2 days off. Went to Vizzo yesterday. So there it is. So I didn't go to Vizzo today. Yes. I am so happy to finally get to do her project, Reach the World, Housewife Life 2. And we're gonna continue a little bit later whenever I have some time. All right, thank you. It's your girl Cadillac. And thank you so much, Dana. That was so beautiful. That really just warmed my heart that day. I really appreciate you. All right.